Welcome to this basic Excel tutorial. In this video I'll go through all the basic things you need to get started with Excel. When you open up Excel you may find a blank document just like this, or you might find a screen like this one. If so, you can select blank document here and you'll end up with a screen that looks like this. At the top we have tabs. Most of the things we need are in the Home tab, which keeps things nice and simple, but there are other tabs here. Insert, for example, to insert tables, formulas for all our formulas that we might want to use, and a Help tab as well along the top, but we'll stick with Home for now. Now, Excel is laid out in columns, which are marked here, A, B, C, D, etc. And in fact it goes beyond Z up to AA and AB, etc. And also into rows, here marked 1, 2, 3, and these go down as long as you need. Each individual rectangle is called a cell, and the number of the cell is indicated here in the name box. This one is E6, here is B2, and you can use these to navigate around and also to tell people where you might be in a worksheet. The way you can get around is either using your mouse to highlight, or you can use your arrow keys to go left and right, up and down. You can use your mouse also to hold down and drag to highlight perhaps a row or a column, or a number of rows and columns, and you can also do this with the arrow keys. If you hold down the Shift button and go right and down, you can highlight as number of squares as you need. Finally, down the bottom here you have what are called sheets. So sheets is just like a workbook. Here you have sheet 1, here is sheet 2 and sheet 3. You can also add others if you want. You could add sheet 4 and 5 if you need to work on multiple things within the same document. One last useful piece of information on the screen size is down here in the bottom right, where you can increase the size of the boxes. You can make them larger by clicking here, or you can make them smaller if you want to have more of them visible. You can also do this by holding down the Ctrl key and using your mouse wheel if you have one, to spin in and spin out and change the size of the boxes. Okay, so let's get some data onto our sheet here. Let's say we want to write a shopping list. So we write the word shopping list in our cell. If we then go next to it and write prices, we might want to have the prices of the shopping in there as well. Now you can see straight away that the word list has disappeared from view. It's still there, but because the cell is quite small, the word list has disappeared. Now there are ways you can get it back. The easiest way to do this is to highlight your column. In between the two columns here, between G and H, it turns into a small cross. If you pull and drag by holding your mouse button, you can make the cell wider, or of course narrower. A little shortcut is if you double click between the columns, it automatically makes it the right size for that word. If you want to edit the text in the cell, you can double click inside the cell and then you end up with a cursor that you can move to the end and add the letter S, or you can go up here to the formula bar where you can delete and add any number of words that you might want. Again, if you double click up between the columns, it'll make that column exactly the right width for the text that you have in it. But for now we'll just keep it simple. We might then want to add something to our shopping lists. For example, bread. If you press the return key after bread, then it takes you down to the next column. Apples, milk, sugar, flour. And we might also want to add in some prices here. Now we've got some prices and we've got some shopping items. Now we might want to make our headings stand out, so by highlighting a cell or two cells here by dragging, we can go up to the B and make them bold. We could also make them italics or underline them if we wanted to, but we'll keep them in bold for now. Also, we can change the font to red, or in fact any other colour if we want to, by going to the colour box, and by the fill box, which is this one here, we could fill the box itself with the number of colours. So we might want to have it with grey and black text to stand out. We can also add the word prices to the right hand side of the column, or the left, or the centre by clicking on these alignment tabs here. You might want it on the right hand side of course the prices are, or you might want the whole thing or the whole column centralized, so you could put them in the center like that. Another thing we might want to do here is make the prices look like proper prices. By this we can highlight all of the cells using our mouse. We can go up to this tab here, the number format tab, and we'll go down to currency. If we click on currency, they all turn into pounds, which looks a lot neater. Now one final thing which is very useful is the magic undo button, which is up here. Sometimes it's at the top of the screen on the green bar, or you can use Ctrl Z, which is the shortcut for undo. Very useful if you're writing something. For example, if you write peanuts and you didn't really want to write peanuts, Ctrl Z will undo your last action. That's it. Thanks for watching this easy tutorial. Hope there's something useful for you there. See you on the next one.